Welcome to another week of No Cap with the boys.
That's right. How are you, Ben?
Very good.
Thanks for that. That's perfect. Jacob, how are you, man?
Good, mate. I thought we were starting like an NBA podcast now with that accent we had going.
And Fred, how are you, mate? Research guru.
Yeah, good, mate.
Massive week in rugby league. Controversial, sad. Go straight to Sunday before we get to any of the issues. Bob Fulton passed away on Sunday. Manly legend, one of the original immortals. Pretty much put Manly on the map. And you saw with the outcry and the responses from everyone, how much he meant to people. Even Hugh Jackman put a tweet out. So, yeah, he was massive for Manly. Put him on the map. As a player, one of the greatest ever. We never got to watch him. We can only see highlights, but, you know, his biggest moment was, they say, the 73 grand final. It was probably the most violent grand final in history. And he was the only one playing rugby league in that game. And he pretty much single-handedly won the game for Manly.
Is this the one against the Sharks?
Against the Sharks, yeah. And he went on to win 3 premierships with them as a player. Played for the Roosters as well. Had success there. And also became a really successful coach. Coached East to a grand final. Coached Manly as well to 2 premierships. Went to a number of grand finals with them. Was the Australian coach. Won 2 World Cups. And yeah, you saw even the responses from rugby league figures. Like a lot, you know, how much he meant to their careers as not only a coach, player, but a mentor. And
not only rugby league figures, media figures too. Ray Hadley.
100%, Paul Kent, all those guys. And it was good that he's getting a state funeral. Tommy should have got one. He didn't get one at the time. They didn't actually give Bob Fulton a state funeral. And then, again, a massive outcry from the public. And they reversed the decision. And it was fair enough because if so many people get state funerals, you don't even know who their name is. You don't even know who they are, what they contributed to society. But rugby league needs to be on that pedestal because that means, you know, people start wondering, does anyone even care about rugby league?
Yeah.
So it was important he got one.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, it was before our time. We didn't get to watch him play, but just the way everyone's responded to this shows the sort of person he was and, you know, the role he played, not just for his team but for the whole game. Like you said, he was a great player and also from, you know, what we've been hearing, a great coach, and then went on to be a great icon of the game of rugby league, helping, you know, players.
He also, ever see his influence the last 10 years, 20 years in the junior development of Manly. He had a massive hand in that. They're very successful. And you can see even, you know, if you look, they found Josh Schuster, you know, for instance. That was one of his last finds and, you know, see how he's developed and how he's blossomed into a great player. Just shows you, he still, you know, some people, some figures, the game goes by them. This guy was always on the ball. He knew everything up to even now, you know, even when he was sick, he knew the game. He knew what was happening. So it's a massive loss. Condolences to the family and, yeah, he'll be sorely missed 100%. Yeah, back to the footy. A lot of crap happened this week. It was a wild weekend. Upsets, the suspensions, the tackles still continuing. I think now we're at 29 in the last 2 weeks that have been suspended. I mean, at this rate, apparently in the Daily M, if you get suspended twice or more, you're ineligible. I honestly think there's going to be about 40 players ineligible by the time the Daily M's roll around. But the major one was Victor Radley. Got sin bin twice in a game, put on report 4 times. Ended up copping 5 weeks of the judiciary. To me, it's a joke, honestly. The hits didn't cause anyone to be, you know, sent to HIA. It was done, you know, in defence of... His halfback, Sam Walker, was getting bumped and punished all game. Yeah. And he's there just to make a statement to let Pangai know he's there.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
I love the aggression from him. Yeah. He's a great player, brings aggression. Things like that is what lifts the team, especially when you're down and you're losing and you need something. Like someone like that boosts the team and gets that energy pumping again. So, look, yeah, it didn't, you know, knock anyone out, thankfully, or, you know, no one copped any severe injuries, but I can sort of understand what the NRL are trying to do here. I just still think that the way that they've sort of implemented this change so suddenly, without sort of, like James Graham was saying the other night, like they haven't really spoken to him about what they want and how they want it. Like it's easy to say, you can't hit the head, but at the end of the day, you're playing a contact sport. When you sign up to play this sport, you sign up for stuff like this to happen.
The main thing is they're trying to rub out the intent to the head. Yeah, that's fair enough. I think like I said last week, everyone knows you can't hit the head. There are some players that want to take, someone loses their mind and they take someone out. Yeah, they get sent off. Fair enough. But Radley was trying to change the game. And unfortunately, it changed the game for the worse for the Roosters.
That's right.
And they copped it.
Yeah.
And Brisbane, to their credit, took advantage of it. I know you're not happy.
Yeah.
No, 100% I'm not. Because,
Well, why?
bro, you got forwards that make the game interesting by playing that way. Yes, I was upset. I was for it last week when Magic Round happened and they implemented it. But this week it's overdone. Like, they've sending Victor Radley off for... Okay, probably one of those tackles was too high or irresponsible, but putting him on report 4 times...
And 2 sin bins. 2
sin bins. One of them was needed, the other one wasn't. Like, you can't be doing that. It's an overreaction. Like, find the middle line and do it slowly. Like, tell these players what you want during the off season. Don't do it halfway through the season now.
And I personally also think that the refs still don't understand the rule to the full extent.
They don't.
And they're still a bit confused, and they're under pressure themselves because it's being drilled into them now that anything that touches the head, they got to go.
Well, there was like 2 games, yeah. I think it was the Penrith game, and there was another game where they were contact to the head, but they got warned. I think it was the Sharks game. They got warned twice or something. No one copped the sin bin. But then other games, they copped about 4 sin bins. So, yeah, like some refs are kind of not overdoing it, and some refs are. There's no, again, let's go back to the issue.
You got to find the middle ground. Either tell all refs to overdo it, or just tell refs to calm down, because this will ruin the game. Like, there won't be a game to watch. Like, people turn on the TV to see a great mobile forward like Victor Radley go out there and energize his team with big shots, big hits, big tackles. All right, big tackles doesn't mean he needs to hit people in the head. But, hey, look, if a shoulder nips someone's chin, it's an accident. It's not like he did it on purpose. Like,
no, he didn't.
Yeah, and you know yourself, so that the way we teach tackles now is get 2 people up top. We don't, that around the leg stuff, you don't teach.
No, because it's for their safety, but
as well.
Because if you tackle too low, you're gonna cop it elbow, you're gonna cop a hip, you're gonna cop something that'll concuss you.
And if the bloke you're tackling does late footwork, which a lot of forwards do now because everyone is so much quicker and stronger and faster and all the rest of it, more mobile, like there's a greater chance that something like that's going to happen.
Yeah, of course.
Like if the bloke copped a hit that hasn't ruled him out, I'm not saying a careless tackle, but I'm saying if he just touches it, like, is that worth a sin bin? I don't think so.
No, because is Pangai out this week?
No.
Is Xavier Coates out this week?
Like,
is
no one?
Is any of those guys that he hit, or what's his name, Albert Kelly? He's playing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that big of a contact. It was just a little, it got him. It caught him, but it didn't take the guy out. If it took the guy out, I'd say fair enough. He's gone. Fair enough. He's sin bin. Because the guy's now going off for HIA.
Yeah, like what happened with Pappenhausen, that's fair enough.
Exactly.
100%.
But that was just, Hedge got targeted, man, by the ref. That was on purpose to me, man. And he lost his head, man. And unfortunately he did, because he's trying to make up for it. And it's just getting worse and worse. It's just going to a spiral.
Now, if we get a lot of players going, saying, I don't want to play in the NRL, I want to go to the Super League, I want to go to French rugby, I want to go to Super Rugby, whatever it may be, is the NRL gonna say, look, we got to change something because we're losing a lot of talent?
Yeah, but I mean, there's these fears that Peter V'landys has that are coming out of nowhere. Now he's bringing the government into it, saying the government might stop the game and saying that if he doesn't do anything, no, I mean that's what he said. But that's not a good, like to us. That's just noise. It's just like white noise. Like there's no backup. There's no explanation about it. It's just to scare everyone. Like there's always going to be accidents. You got that. Like it's like there's always going to be mistakes in a game. You can't like coach the perfect game. Players can't play the perfect game because the quickness of the game now does contribute to how they tackle, how they, maybe might stuff up. And like I said, if it causes major injury, unfortunately, you got to go. Yeah, but if it doesn't cause anything and the guys get it up and laughing and they're going at each other, play on. Yeah. Just play on. Now he misses Origin. Now Crichton copped it as well. He's gone. Yeah. The Roosters, look at the Roosters. They've got so much injuries and suspensions. It's
the last thing they needed.
I don't know where they're going. The NRL friends probably rejoiced that something went against them. But in terms of Origin, they're losing a lot of stars by the week. I'm scared for Origin itself, the way it's going to be reffed, to be honest. But yeah, I hope that mentality. I hope the ref that didn't overdo it. Maybe I think it was Grant Atkins or something. I hope he refs Origin, because if you get one of those refs that sin bin any bloody contact to the head, it's going to be 8 on 8 out there, honestly.
He's probably now that they've obviously done a review on his game, and they've said, why haven't you sin bin him?
100%.
And now he's got a lot of pressure. And then you watch this week, if he's reffing the game, he's going to probably have to overreact. And that's not his fault. That's just because that's what's being told from upstairs, and he has to listen to him. Yeah. Otherwise, he loses his job, which is sad.
The change wasn't meant to come mid-season or whatever it is. The change happens at the end of the year when they've played the final whistle. You bring in the players after their 4 weeks holiday, 6 weeks holiday, and you tell them, look, this rule's coming into play from this year. If you don't follow it, there's going to be sin bins, there's going to be harsh penalties, you're going to be put on report, and suspensions are going to happen. You don't bring the rule in halfway through the season. You don't do that.
Yeah.
Abdo, Volandis, and Annesley need to get something right, and they need to do it soon.
Well, we just got to wait and see, because this is going to be we're going to be talking about this, honestly. Another saga that's just appeared the last day is George Williams, Canberra Raiders halfback. He hasn't been playing well all year, and kind of got a reason why a couple of weeks ago. He's claiming, he's homesick, he's not well, he wants to go back, asking for a release, and this turned into a debacle. You heard that he was released yesterday, and then he came out on Twitter and said, no, I haven't been released, they've kicked me out. And then James Hooper's come back, he's the one who's reported on it, saying, mate, have you told your teammates you actually want to move clubs, you want to go somewhere near the beach? It's become this stupid saga. I know you have an issue with the research guru.
Yeah, I've got a massive issue with it.
What's the issue? Well, someone's lying here. Someone's not telling the truth.
Well, it's not about someone not telling the truth. Maybe his agent did do that, but maybe he would have thought, okay, maybe George wants a little bit more money. Maybe that will cure his homesickness. No. You never know. But at the same time, why is Hooper going back at him just because he was put on the spot? Like, why is that George's fault?
Because his reputation's on the line. His reputation is on the line now.
I think that he's asked for a release a few times. They haven't probably come to the party. And at the end of the day, when you're signing someone from another country, these things are bound to happen. His wife's pregnant. They probably want to be around family. She's probably struggling to do it by herself here, which is fair enough.
Yeah, and COVID didn't help.
Yeah, and that didn't help. Like, they can't come and go. And look, at the end of the day, if he's homesick and goes to another NRL club, no one's ever going to take him seriously. The NRL shouldn't allow it. No one's going to respect him. But I genuinely don't think that that's the case. I think he's going back to England and to spend time with his family and make sure he's doing what's best for his family. And like we saw the same thing with Bateman, at the end of last year.
And
same story.
Lo and behold, James Hooper was behind that story.
It doesn't help that Canberra's a boring place either.
Yeah,
yeah, I get that, but here's the thing. In my estimation, they have tried to help him, the Canberra Raiders. Genuinely, they have put stuff around him.
Yeah.
But when he said he's not coming to training and he wants a week off, he feels that the response to that was overdone, severe, because, Ricky's probably had enough. Someone in upper management with Ricky has made a decision and said, you know what, sack this. We don't need him if he's going to play games like that. And George Williams now feels like they've thrown him out. They've kicked him out. They haven't really actually looked after him here. They don't care about his health. They don't care about his mental well-being. Both sides have a point here because George Williams probably feels like he's been hard done by. People, even though people questioning, but doesn't he want to release now? But he's saying he wants to release at the end of the year. But he needs a wage. He needs to feed his family too. Unfortunately, these are weeks he's going to have. He's going to have up and down weeks. Yeah. And I feel like the club had a responsibility, but then again, his contract doesn't say he can take a week off on a week, here and there. So Canberra's made a decision. The problem Ricky's got now is that players weren't notified. And players are backing George Williams. There might come a time here in the next week or two where you're going to have a rumour saying that Ricky might have lost the dressing room because on the back page tomorrow, Hodgson's come out and said, my mate's getting kicked out. It's unfair. So he might be speaking on behalf of the players here. There might be a rift here between the players and the coach.
Scary time for Canberra.
Well, yeah, because it might result in Ricky going, to be honest.
But Jacob also mentioned, I think this was a while ago, but he mentioned that they came out and they were talking about trying to find a way to better suit him. He can't leave at the moment, but they're going to do everything that they can. I don't know if you remember that from a while ago. And then it just must have escalated.
Well, he didn't want to come to training and he didn't want to play this week. He just said, hey, I don't feel like playing this week.
Yeah, you can't do that.
But that's what you're going to have with him because he's not feeling well. He's not going to give you your best. He hasn't been playing at his best this year.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Canberra just wish, at the end of the day, you've done everything you can. If he doesn't want to be here, we'll support you in going back home. Whatever you need, we'll help you. And we'll get you on the next flight possible, sort everything out and we'll get you out. And then that's it. And NRL will probably, give the Raiders their money or whatever. Well,
they're spewing because they paid $200,000 to get him
for a release fee, didn't they?
So they're obviously not getting their money's worth and they're not getting the best they thought they were getting out of him.
So that's probably why Canberra sort of played a bit of hardball if they did because they've lost a fair bit of coin here now.
Right. What are your thoughts, Ben? Because
if I could say something, I'm not on Ricky's side 100%, but also George Williams probably performed for last time his best performance for Canberra was when they first bought him. He took about 6 to 8 weeks to warm up to the club to get into the rhythm. Josh Hodgson coming out and putting that in the paper or that report in the paper that they've thrown out my mate to the street or whatever it is. I haven't seen that and I'm not going to see it. Hodgson's apparently, the rumour has it, he's on his way out and he's heading to a different NRL club at the end of the year. He wants to go
Bulldogs.
He wants to go to a sunnier state. And no, it's not the Bulldogs. We wish, but we're not getting a decent hooker anytime soon.
Man, I've heard some rumours, bro.
Okay, no worries. And look, Ricky is very close with the front office and the front room at Canberra, and it's not like they're going to get rid of him. So Ricky is the heart and soul of Canberra. He's rejuvenated that club to be a bit better and to be in the top 8 for the last 4 or 5 years. He'll find a way to get it back there, whether it's with George Williams, without George Williams, with Josh Hodgson, without Josh Hodgson. Yes, the injury to their main fullback. I can't pronounce his name, so I'm not going to even
Nickel Klugstar, yeah.
Has played an effect. Hopefully he's back on the field soon. We saw what the effect that Manly had with their fullback being out. I'm pretty sure the same situation is happening at Canberra. The fullback is the main player that steers.
But you're losing 2 of your spine. You're losing 2 big players, man. That's very hard to recover from.
You telling me Sam Williams can't come in and do a job?
No, not like that.
Not like that.
He'll do his job, but he's not gonna win you games, man.
He's not gonna set the
all
the
fallen on.
You just need him to come out and do a job.
It's all fallen on wide and
Ricky
but as a number 7, you need to do more than a job.
Ricky just needs his team to finish.
Yeah, but I'm going back to what I said before. The players have not received a suitable explanation for what's happened. It hasn't the players are not going to be mentally in tune with what Ricky wants, man. I'm telling you, that happens in a team, bro. I get what you're saying. In a perfect world, yeah, great, that'll happen. But if the players are not on board, Ricky's got an issue. You can't kick 17 players out if they got an issue with you. He's had issues with nearly every player in that team, man. Look what happened to Tuppeny. Look what happened to Papali'i, bro. He's having issues. So that is only leading down to one road. Ricky might be gone soon, unfortunately.
Who are they going to bring in to go coach?
Who cares? They have a lot of coaches out there.
That doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
That doesn't matter.
You know, if he's not being truthful with his teammates, that's a big issue, man.
Once you lose the room, the change room, forget it. It's so, I'd imagine it'd be so hard to win them back. And without, them on your side, they're not going to buy into what you do. And their performances on the weekend, they don't care. They're getting paid. They don't care. So
the next step is probably Hodgson on. You're right. The next step is probably Hodgson on his way out. If that doesn't fix the situation there at Canberra, then he's got a big issue. That's the way I see it.
But who replaces
Starling?
Well, Starling's already starting anyway.
Yeah, that's it.
So, anyway, we'll see how this develops. Moving on, Manly, massive win against Parramatta.
Unbelievable.
Outplayed them, outclassed them. Tommy was at his best. They've won 5 of their last 6, I think. Yeah. And the loss came against Penrith. Yeah. And they were probably the only team this year, besides Storm, that's given them a proper game.
Yeah, I think like 28-16.
Yeah, in the end. And it was a 4-point game, I think, for most of that game. That leads to me asking, is Manly a premiership threat this year? Personally, I think they are, if they can keep this team together.
Well, I think they are, as long as Turbo's playing.
100%.
The moment, and we know how injury prone he is, I don't wish that upon him, but if he is to go down again, they're going to go back to their old ways. Like, they've won their last 5 out of 6 games, and their for and against at the moment is +9.
It's crazy.
+9.
That's how far back they were.
That's how far back they were without him. So, and they haven't just been winning games. Like, they won by 22 points against Para. They won by 40-something points against Brisbane. Like, they smashed the Tigers.
Smashed the Titans. Like, that's how much they had to come back from the brink, pretty much.
Yeah, so, look, I don't know. As long as he's fit,
that's it.
They're on.
If he's not in the team, they're worse than the Dogs.
Yeah.
I swear, the way they were playing.
And a massive credit as well to their number 9, Croker, who never played, he's not a dummy half. He's not a genuine dummy half, no. And, he's been thrown into this position this year with everything that's sort of happened at the club, and he's doing a great job. And I really think that if they can keep this going and, Turbo stays fit, they'll be there. They can fight for a top 5 spot.
I think as well, yeah.
Fight for a top 5 spot?
Yeah.
They'll be beating Parrot to that top 4 spot, Hubbub.
Well, we can't confirm that. Parramatta coming 3rd at the moment.
Well, he's on a high here, Ben, because he said Manly. He put all his chips in the bloody.
But the thing is, if Turbo goes down, okay, I obviously don't wish it upon him. If he goes down, they're done.
Yep.
They don't have what Penrith have in regards to depth or that next person that can take him to that next level.
No,
they're not a team.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you for that. From what I saw from Manly on the weekend, I think they're throwing all their resources at keeping one player very fit and healthy.
Well, I hope
he wasn't even part of their massage. They're not allowing any random massage therapist, any random physio, any random person touch their superstar athlete.
That's inside info here.
They're literally. They're guarding him with the best quality.
You can't even say hello to him.
No.
You can't say nothing to him.
You can't say nothing to him. He's nowhere to be seen. He comes off the paddock and he'll be literally.
Did they preserve him in a bubble there, or
no? They're not that drastic, but
Mate,
they've got new technologies out that they're trialing out in the northern beaches, and new
inside scoop.
And new stuff. So
how he knows all this.
So they've got physios and that come out with infrared and red light point to trigger point muscles and stuff.
What the hell does that even mean, man? It's unbelievable.
Don't explain it. They're just finding new ways to rejuvenate their players.
But good on them, and I hope that he stays fit, and because they're an exciting team to watch, and I'm enjoying watching them at the moment.
at the Roosters when Mini was there, he had the same issues with his body. Hamstring, back, it all led to that situation. And he changed his diet. He changed the way that he was training. And it got him back to the premiership player that he once was and won one more premiership and played State of Origin one more time and for Australia one more time before he finally hung up the boot.
I want to ask this question. Do you think any other player in the game could have gone into that team
No.
6 weeks ago and done what he's done?
No.
And it affected the team like that?
No.
So to me, that means he's the most valuable player in the comp.
Like,
he's the most valuable player in the NRL, is he
I'm
not?
not going to bag any of the other teams out, but like, you got Newcastle. They've got Pearce out, and when you got their main player, KP, out, they struggle. Like,
Ponga coming back hasn't done... He's helped them, but he hasn't done much. Manly were in a worse position than Newcastle. Manly was at the Bulldogs level. Yeah,
and they had Cherry Evans on the field.
And they had Cherry and they had everyone on the field, yeah? There is no other player in the NRL that could have gone into that team 6 weeks ago and done what he's done, Tom Turbo. He's the most valuable player in the comp. Without a doubt to me. More valuable than Cleary couldn't have done that. No way Cleary could have done that.
Yeah, well, he's good to watch, and hopefully he does that for the Blues in a few
Well,
weeks.
so, I mean, again, can he last the season? We'll have to wait and see.
Hope so.
Let's go straight to the round 12 preview. Just open it up.
Can we bring up one more subject?
Yeah, sure.
Boys, what do you think about these players getting bagged on social media? It's like, seriously. Like, it's getting overdone now.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
But
like
social media is powerful.
Like, I get that I'm a bit biased because I work at some of these clubs. But once again, like, some of these players leave everything out there on the field. Like, you can't ask for more. Like, let's say they have a laugh with the opposition player after the game, we bag him out. If they cry and they look upset after the game, like Latrell did last year when Wayne Bennett,
Jack Bird
this year in the dressing room copped it. Like, it is unfair that these players get bagged because they ruin someone's multi. They're crying in the shed. They're having a laugh. These players are humans. Like, you got to give them a break. Like,
but look,
these people that do it, half the time they're all trolls. Like,
they
come
from
doing it from fake profiles.
Yeah, they're fake accounts.
And they'll never say it to your face. And the only thing I can say is, if you know someone that's doing it, like, the best thing to do is just to say, put your head in, because at the end of the day, if you're not going to say it to their face, don't say it at all. And that player's family, you know, his partner, his kids, they're on social media and they see that, and that's the last thing you want to see. Like, one of the players' mums having to read through that. Like, that's hard stuff to. Like, you don't want to see. And even the refs as well, like, that people bag out the refs. The same thing. Like, the refs have families as well, and you know, kids, and that will go on social media and read all these comments. So, like, I think maybe they should, I don't know, like a fine, but that if it's coming from a fake profile, you can't really. I don't know if they can trace it or whatever. But
well, they tracked down Latrell's.
Someone came out and said they pleaded guilty and whatever. But
you can't find every one of them.
Yeah, you can't.
It's very difficult. And the thing is, this stuff's not going to just go away. There's forums, social media.
As long as if you expose them, and you probably see him stop doing it.
Yeah.
If you expose them, like Josh Morris did a few weeks ago, he exposed them. That person won't bag anyone out again.
Yeah, you go embarrassed, you know?
So,
and that's it. They won't do it again.
Because what they think is they think you don't see it or you don't read it. I'm telling you now, players see it and they read it.
But my advice to players is to just, who gives a shit? Sack them. Why should they affect your lives like random cunts? Like, if it's someone proper, it's a proper profile, whatever. Yeah, maybe, all right? Maybe it's a proper fan, but there is no proper fan, no actual someone that follows the game will do that to a player. It's all coming from fake profiles, people who want to be smart asses, people who want to be fucking heroes, yeah? Sorry for swearing, but that are doing this to these players. If you see a fake profile, my advice to players is just delete, get rid of it.
But I think the good thing as well is with them actually calling people out.
100%.
It takes away from people bullying just normal people as well on social media as well. Yeah. So it takes away from the cyberbullying. It calls it out.
Yeah.
And all social media platforms are now they're cracking down on it. I know Instagram is. I know Facebook is. So we'll see where it goes. I reckon they should all be called out. And
but it's very tough to get every single person, you know.
Exactly,
And to me, I just feel like these shit messages they cop, just delete.
like
Slide,
no one
delete.
cares about your multi.
Yeah.
I don't even care about my own.
You know, the worst thing you can do is give these people, the recognition. They don't even deserve recognition. They don't even deserve your reply.
Like
you know what I mean?
Just
throw them in the bin.
Like this play that we're talking about has come back from 2 massive injuries, 2 years in a row to come back on the 3rd year to make an NRL side.
Yeah.
And he's doing his best. Like, give him a break.
Yeah, and look, people got called out the Jack Bird thing. People did get called out,
like,
and it was good. That's what we want to see, you know.
Another person that runs a different podcast to us manages one of his mates' high-profile Instagrams, and he sees the disgusting messages that his mate cops for no reason.
Yeah, 100%.
Like it's unfair.
It's
I'm glad that I don't see any of these messages because it's slack.
Yeah. No, it's fair, 100%. And look, we never wish it upon them. But like I said, bro, you're gonna keep they're gonna keep copping it, and like again, I say it, just ignore them, man. That's the best thing you can do. Ignore them, move on, sack them. Gives a crap. Yeah, thanks for bringing that to light, Ben. That's good. Round 12, NRL. Tomorrow night, Broncos Storm. Broncos massive win against the Roosters.
Yeah, like
if
we previewed this before last Saturday, we'd be saying another smashing. But
yeah,
mate, I don't know. Like,
who knows with bloody sin bins and with
I know.
You know the way momentum is now being controlled by that.
Melbourne are in a better position than the Roosters are at the moment regarding injuries and suspensions and all the rest of it. Melbourne don't lose at Suncorp. As we've sort of discovered over the years, and I think they'll look after business tomorrow night. But I thought, 2 weeks ago, Manly played Brisbane, and the week before that, Brisbane beat the Gold Coast. So I thought Brisbane would give Manly a crack during Magic Round. So a lot of people would think Brisbane are going to give Melbourne a crack tomorrow, but I don't know. I just can't see it happening.
Yeah, I mean,
just not yet. Not yet.
Look. They showed up against Penrith.
Yeah.
So they are capable, this Broncos team, of just making it a game if they want it, if they turn up. But Melbourne, man, I don't know. I couldn't even recognise their spine last week. And they belted Canberra down at Canberra. Like, they're on another level. Brendan Smith's back for the Melbourne Storm.
Craig Bellamy's designed the team where the player that steps up is in there to do a job, no 100%. Matter who you are.
Yeah. Milford's back for Broncos. I mean, it's probably his 3rd chance already this year. I don't know where his career's going, but for me, Melbourne, man, I'll be respectable here. 10 points. They'll beat them by 10.
I'll match you 10 and say that they'll beat them by 20.
Melbourne, yeah.
Melbourne 30.
Yep. Yeah. All right, Friday night, North Queensland versus the Warriors up in Townsville.
That's a tough game.
That's a big game. North Queensland, they're going okay.
Yeah, they played against Newcastle. They let them back into the game.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they're getting wins regardless, and it's their season's changed. But Tamalolo's out, so that's a big out for them.
That's going to hurt them. And Warriors, as you saw last week, Walsh is flying at the moment.
Man, Warriors, man, they're becoming one of the most exciting teams to watch. And
with Tamalolo out, I would have thought Cowboys, but then with Tamalolo out, I'd have to pick the Warriors here. So.
Yeah, and Reece Walsh just killing it at the moment, pushing Tuivasa-Sheck to a wing, but like Tuivasa-Sheck's roaming, so it's just it's just a name, you know what I mean? They're playing with 2 fullbacks. Yeah. They have to have them on the field. Yeah, for me, Warriors, man, I think they'll get the win.
Yeah, same, Warriors.
Cool. All right. Friday night after that one, West Tigers, St. George Illawarra. West Tigers.
Yeah. Look, if I'm allowed to comment on this.
No, you're not allowed.
This is a Tigers home game, and I usually would have gone with the Tigers, but Madge is making a lot of changes to that side. I don't think Tigers are going to be up for the job. Moses Mbai might not have the greatest game, seeing that there's a lot of rumours saying that Dragons are asking Tigers for his early release and stuff like that.
Are you claiming that Moses is going to play as a double agent Friday night?
No, I'm not claiming. It's just he might have an off game.
No, if he's going to the Dragons, he'd want to play to impress. So I think it's going to be a tricky game. Obviously, St. George still have a few players missing. Tigers welcome back James Roberts. So I'm going to pick the Tigers here.
Yeah, I think Tigers, man. I think Tigers, regardless of what issues they've got, they should win.
I usually go with you guys on the Tigers factor, but I'm going with the Dragons.
Okay. Well, we'll just have to see, mate. Saturday afternoon, probably a game of the round. Penrith, Canterbury. Penrith. Penrith's on another level, man.
The way they're playing at the moment is unbelievable.
The way they dismantled South Sydney.
Yeah. And every week.
That was bloody embarrassing.
To turn up every week is not easy.
No.
Like, for them to be on song every week is not easy. And
but they love it, man.
The way they do it is just unbelievable. They've just got such a great team there. And, like, that bond that they have is just unreal. And you see it out on the field. And like Benny was saying, they'll probably go 20-0, whatever it is. So,
you're probably right, Ben.
So I don't know.
Your prediction's still on.
So the Dogs will give them a crack this week, I reckon.
I reckon they'll win, but they'll win 1-12.
That's what I'm hoping. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if that happened. I honestly wouldn't be shocked because everyone's just preparing, Judgment Day for Canterbury. Like, it's gonna be a massacre.
What you reckon? Penrith's gonna take their foot off the pedal for us?
No, but Canterbury's not gonna surely lay down. They should have beaten Titans last week. Honestly, they had
so many players, and we still couldn't get.
I know, but they had opportunities to win, which is it's an improvement. And, I mean, that's all I can say about that. They got players coming back. Hetherington, Jackson, Topine's in.
I like that Topine's playing number 9.
Yeah. Flanagan's still in the outer. But
hopefully he impresses and he keeps Katoa at reserve grade after suspended.
So, like for me, it's still going to be Penrith. I hope 1-12, but,
I'm going to say Penrith 1-12 as well.
Yeah, Penrith in a close one.
South Sydney, Parramatta, both teams coming off a really poor performance last week.
Yeah.
South Sydney, I mean, I knew they'd probably lose, but not like that.
No way.
But it might be a method to the madness of Wayne Bennett. He has a real.
Doesn't want to reveal too much.
He doesn't. He likes the other team to reveal everything they've got. So later on, when it matters,
he can get them. He does that a fair bit. Like the way the Rabbitohs finished last season. Well, I remember they lost to the Dogs, and then the week later they smashed the Roosters and went into the finals like that.
And they almost beat Panthers in the prelim.
Yeah.
So
when they lost to the Dogs, we all thought that's it. They're going to be finished here. And the way they just went on with it was unbelievable. It's going to be a tough game. I've picked Parramatta here by 4 points. That's how close. But just to see how both teams respond to that, I don't know. South Sydney probably a bit more experienced, especially within the halves there, so they'll control the game a bit better. But I think, I don't know, I just think Parramatta might have that extra drive in them to get them over the line.
They were off the pace last week, Parramatta. They probably had opportunities to get back into that game. They didn't take it. They made a silly mistake here. A couple of decisions went against them. Probably that 10-minute period when they had the player up, they probably could have taken that game back, but they didn't. Credit to Manly there. Probably just an off week. They'll be back to form this week. Be a good game. I think maybe South's just.
I'm always a controversial with this team, and I'm picking South by 30.
Can I honestly ask you, what's your issue?
What's his thought process?
There is no thought process. There's an issue.
I got no issue.
Because, you were right last week, great. Now you've doubled and tripled down on this one. 30?
Yeah, 30.
So you're telling me they're going to have a 70-point reversal this week, the South Sydney Rabbitohs. That's how big it's going to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll soon find out.
Sydney Roosters, Canberra Raiders. I mean, if it wasn't for the Canberra Raiders issues, I'd say they've got a big chance here.
Yeah. Too much going on at Canberra at the moment. Even though Roosters have all these suspensions and injuries. I just think they're probably in a better headspace at the moment compared to Canberra. Like you guys were saying earlier, he's probably lost a dressing room in Ricky Stewart. So maybe. I think Canberra playing at Roosters, playing at Central Coast, bit different, bit of a different scene. But I think they'll still get the win here tonight. On that night.
Yeah, I think Canberra will still turn up, but again, They have not fixed the issues. They play great first half, fade out second half. I don't get it, honestly. But, yeah, Sydney Roosters for me.
Sydney Roosters for me by 24.
Sunday afternoon, Cronullasharks versus Titans. Titans, David Feeder's back. That's all you got to know.
Ash Taylor's back too.
Well, and
but on the other side, SJ's back and Andrew Fafita's in.
Well, it's a big boost for them, but I honestly see Gold Coast can't lose this one.
Yeah, Sharks weren't too impressive last week, considering how many players the Dragons had out.
But they got the win.
They did get the win, in Golden Point.
Their first win under new coach Josh Haney.
Sorry?
Haney.
Who? Yeah.
I think the way the Gold Coast would have taken a little bit of confidence or a bit of a boost out of that win last week. I know it was against the Dogs, but what? They got no reason to not win this game on Sunday.
It'll be a good game. I think it'll be high scoring. Both teams got something to prove. I think Evan Johnson coming back, playing his 200, so he'll be up for that one as well. Gold Coast. Yeah.
I've gone against you guys and I've picked Cronulla.
Cool. Newcastle Knights versus the Manly Sea Eagles to round up the games. Ponga's back. Best is back. So a big boost for Newcastle. And Manly, I think they're unchanged. Manly, we talked about it before. Unbelievable. Newcastle, you think those ins will give them a massive boost and make this a good game?
Yeah, definitely strengthen their backline. It's something that they've been lacking throughout the year, especially with the Best and Ponga not having as many games as they'd like. I think Pearce still being out has really hurt them and sort of, impacted their leadership around the park. And Kurt Mann, I feel, needs that leader. Their forwards probably haven't been too impressive. Saifidi and Clemmer, Frizzell. Like, I've named you 3 Origin players there, and unfortunately, they haven't been going forward for Newcastle, and they were a team at the start of the year that everyone sort of had big sort of wraps around, and the way they've just taken it on this year hasn't really been up to standard. And then again, Manly, the way they've been playing, Carl Lawton finds himself in the starting second row. I'm pretty sure it was a dummy half once upon a time.
Yeah,
now was playing second row.
Another Bulldogs player that we've lost.
I don't think he ever played for the Dogs.
Did he?
It was a Bulldogs junior.
Junior? Okay. Well, I don't think he ever played in first grade.
Under 20s.
Under 20s, okay.
Actually, Sirenen's back for Manly, so that's a big boost on the bench.
Yes, they have a lot of strike.
It's a strong pack by Newcastle's pack, man. You look at it, and, man, you got probably 3 potential Origin players there. Saifidi, Clemmer, Frizzell.
Yeah.
Brayley's really good. Fitzgibbon does the job. Barnett's really good. Like, there really is no excuse in that sense. And again, you're right. Their direction is not there, but surely they've got something in them, man, to make this a game.
It has to be. And then you got the other Saifidi coming off the bench. You got Watson coming off the bench. Like, they have players there to win games, and the fact that they're not winning it is just so confusing. Like, what's going on at that club?
Yeah,
I just feel like Clemmer hasn't been the same since he left the Dogs.
No way. Hasn't been as good.
He's never really found his form at Newcastle yet.
No way.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
Lucky there's no refunds on players, eh?
Manly for me, just.
Yeah, I've gone Manly too.
I've gone Manly, but it's not just. It's going to be a big scoring line.
Can you give us a number?
I'm going to say 30.
All right. You love that number 30.
Common number.
Yeah.
All right. That's the games, Benny. It's that time again. Your big segment. And, we've added another dimension to your segment, rumours. Because I know you've got a lot of rumours hiding somewhere.
Yeah, so this week I was out and about at Narrabeen Sports and Recreational Facilities for the Manly Sea Eagles.
That's the 7th club you've been at this year.
Yeah, I'm hoping to be at all the Sydney clubs, but
by the end of the year.
By the end of the year.
Only 3 to go.
Only 3 to go, but I don't think I'll get there. So another one of my players I've traded have scored. So thank you, Ruben Garrick.
Woo! You know what, bro? We gotta take that. You gotta let us know who's next, bro, because you got the magic touch, mate. Got the magic touch here.
So on the Sunday, I was back out north, so at North Sydney Oval got approached by a Daily Telegraph reporter asking about a certain Bulldogs player. Don't worry, Flanner, I got you covered.
How was that?
It was pretty good. I just told him he's got the week off.
Nice.
He's on annual leave.
So that's it. The Daily Telegraph finds you now. That's it.
Yeah, they say anyone wearing a Mountie shirt with the Bulldogs emblem, and they're willing to ask questions.
There must have been 20 people wearing Mountie shirts there in background staff, and there wasn't.
There wasn't. I was the only one.
You must have bloody stood out then.
I must be listening to the podcast.
I mean, something, mate.
You'd hope they're listening.
So what'd you tell them?
He's on annual leave.
That's it. Don't give them nothing, man, yeah?
Nah.
All right, they want something, they pay us.
Yeah.
They pay you.
Also, the rumour has it that there's a certain Bulldogs forward heading to out west next year to play on the same side as his brother. Or with his brother.
Okay. We can't reveal names, can we?
No, we can.
Go. Why not?
Ogden.
I think Ogden.
Does his brother play the Tigers?
Yeah, he does.
What's his name?
I have no idea what his brother. Didn't do my research there.
But yeah, you got that rumour. That might be
Yeah.
I mean,
Good luck with that.
Good luck. That's all I got this week.
not bad, Ben. Not bad. Now we're getting a few more rumours. We've got an inside scoop as well to Manly's treatment of Tom Trbojevic. Mate, it's very, very educational. We appreciate that. Hey, you're going to be on TV this week, aren't you?
Yeah, Penrith Stadium. Mounties are playing Penrith on a Foxleague game.
You'll be finding every camera there, huh?
No, I'll be like literally standing behind the players. So I'll be hiding.
Yeah, that's funny. He always manages to find the camera, doesn't he?
Oh, they love it.
He loves it.
The camera finds me.
That's the one, Ben. Thanks, mate. All right, boys. Thank you. Another good podcast.
Thanks, boys.
No worries.
Enjoy the footy. See you next week.
See you.
Bye-bye.